the 3rd of April 2015, Milton Keynes. K for Culture, this is Konrad, and today I'm talking to Marcin. Hello, Marcin.
Hello.
Hello. Marcin, how many years have you lived in England?
I came to England in 2007 at the end of the year. It was December, so almost 7 years already.
Almost 7 years. And
7
you came
8.
from Poland, right?
Yes,
Which
yes.
part of Poland?
Southeast of Poland, yes.
And do you know how many Poles live in the UK?
At the moment, no, I don't.
I actually checked it on the internet. According to the statistics done in May 2012, there were 850,000 Poles residing in the UK.
That was in 2012.
Most of them arrived after the EU enlargement in 2004. So nearly 1 million.
So the most poor areas in our country are coming to England.
So this, you would say that the southeast is the poorest?
I would say that the smallest cities are the poorest. In big cities and voivodeship cities like Warsaw, like Łódź, like bigger cities, there is not a lot of people. It's always around the small villages that I'm meeting people from Poland.
So you mean that people from small villages are the ones who tend to emigrate?
Yeah, I think people in big cities have more opportunities to grow, to develop themselves, have more chances to do something that they want to do in big cities.
So if you come from a small town in Poland and suddenly find yourself in a big city and have to speak English, that's a very big challenge, I believe.
I don't think so, because the Polish schools are very good and the standards of teaching us English, or it's actually the same through the whole country. The only difference is the shock that you're coming in and you're seeing all this stuff, all these things going on over there, and this and that, and you just be amazed what the hell is going on. When people are coming from the small cities are actually used to the certain way of life in that cities. You know everybody knows you, and now you're finding a new place and you don't know anybody, you don't know nothing, and nobody knows you, and you have to show them who you actually are.
You were talking about English being taught in Poland, and I found on the internet as well that 90% of Poles in the UK speak good or very good English. That's a lot. And that, I guess, in a way, helps the Poles find the job. What do you think?
Yes, it helps quite a lot. Actually, the agencies that are hiring immigrants or hiring people, they are actually doing English tests at the moment when they are registering.
Another statistics. Poles have the lowest unemployment rate among all foreign-born nations residing in the UK. Do you believe this is true?
Yes, I do. We are very hard-working people. Actually, we started working at very young ages in Poland, and we have to work very hard to achieve something in Poland. So actually, in England, it's the hard-working part. It stays the same, but it's much easier to achieve our goals in here. But we're still working quite hard.
And what do you mean the hard-working part stays the same?
Well, in Poland you have to save money. You have to save money for a long time to buy a car. You cannot buy a car after a month of work or anything. We are actually quite good at saving and planning things. So that's the basic of our nature, I would say, culture. Yeah.
Is it the opinion that the Poles have, or is it that also the British think that way too?
I think the British has thinking the same way as we do, because they see our hard work. They see that it can be done, and there is a saying in English: if something cannot be done, just say it to the Polish guy that it cannot be done. So the Polish guy is always going to do it.
So there is nothing impossible for
there is nothing impossible for us.
But then on the other hand, some people say that the Poles or other immigrants from other new European Union countries, that they come here and they steal jobs. Have you heard of that statement?
Yes, I heard of that, but I don't think it's a true. I don't
Can
think
you steal a job, in fact?
I can be better at something, and it's going to be better for employer to hire me than somebody else. So, is it a stealing, or is it just the employees that they are choosing a better person for this role? So I don't think it's a stealing. It's just a normal way of life. Because if two English persons are going to go to the same interview, they are stealing the jobs from themselves. We are all Europeans. We are all should be treated equally. So, is it a stealing? I don't think so.
On the other hand, do you think the Polish government gives equal opportunities to the English coming to Poland?
I think the English are treated better even than the Polish people.
The English are treated better in Poland.
Yes,
than the Polish in England.
yes, that's true. In restaurant, because they have respect, they have, like, I don't know why it's happening, but
Hospitality, maybe.
hospitality, yeah, maybe that's the thing.
So, do you think that the English are not as inviting as Poles?
Well, I don't know. They used to be inviting, They used to be quite well. I never met an English person that said to me like a bad word.
There are two extreme viewpoints. I would say sometimes you get to hear. On the one hand, we work a lot, but on the other hand, we don't work at all. We don't speak the language, and we milk the benefits.
Actually, in both parts, it's actually true, I think. For one part, we are working hard, and actually, if we have a family, one person is working, the other person is taking care of the child if they have a child. And we are just taking the benefits that are actually given to us, like child benefit, like housing benefit. If you're living in England, you're working in England, you have a family here, and you can get child benefits and housing benefits, why cannot you do that?
So
why
maybe the
is
benefits
it
should be only for the British passport holders?
Well, British passport holders, I can be a British passport holder if I wanted to. I can apply for a British citizenship, and I will be entitled to the same benefits that I'm entitled to British. It's no point. Well, show me a British. British means that you've been born in this country. That means that you're British because you were born in this country, or you're a British because you live in this country all your life. Because as part of my family, my niece was born in England, so she's British. So she's entitled to the benefits, but her parents, they didn't live here. So what's British and what's not British? And I came to England to seek opportunities for my life. If I'm British or I'm Polish. We have different foods, we eat differently. I'm never going to feel like I'm English. I don't like fish and chips. The traditional food in England is fish and chips. I don't like it.
And curry.
What curry is? What? It's Indian.
No, it's traditional British now.
It's traditional British curry. Oh, come on. So
that
maybe one of Polish food, like dumplings or something like that, is going to be traditional British.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Apparently, Polish is the second most spoken language in the United Kingdom. So it might be that 10 years down the line, the
second language
cuisine will be fish and chips,
curry,
and Polish dumplings.
Yeah,
might happen.
Yeah, might happen.
I remember when I came here, and that was a long time ago as well. The attitude towards Poles was slightly different than it is now. It's somehow
shifted.
It's shifted, and at the beginning I would probably call it a panic. I think the British could not control the wave of immigrants, and they thought at some point that probably the entire country is going soon to move over to the United Kingdom. Do you think those attitudes have changed?
That's a very hard question. I don't think it changed. Maybe it shifted just a little bit. Any newcomers to the English, Bulgarian, Romanian, it's always bringing some worries or
they're under scrutiny at that moment. So
under
they
scrutiny.
take away the focus.
Yeah, because now we are speaking about Bulgarian in the news, Romanian in the news, because there's new European Union, and they are speaking about Bulgarian and Romanians. They are shifted from Poland, from Polish people coming into UK like 7-8 years ago, to Bulgarian and Romanian, and probably in the next 5 years it's going to be other country, maybe Ukrainian. Can you choose which people you should discriminate or which people you should talk about? Is it Polish or it's Romanian or Bulgarian, or is it Germany or is it France, or maybe we're not integrating like to the point that we are going to do the same things like English people do. We're not going to the pubs. I was a couple of times in the pub that I didn't meet not even one Polish person in the pub, in that local traditional pub. I went there just because I was invited to, and I wanted to see how the pub life is. But in the villages and in the traditional pubs, you're never going to see a Polish person. Especially on Friday, Saturday. We're going to most likely spend it at home grilling or doing other activities. But we're not going to sit in the pub and have a drink. That's the thing.
So what are the differences, would you say, there are between Brits and Poles?
Yeah, Brits and Poles, Brits are always open to not newcomers, new relationships or new friends. They're going to the pub to meet new people, to meet people around the town. We are most likely in the family. We're inviting friends and family for a dinner on Saturday night, or we are having a barbecue on Saturday or Friday, or we are having a couple of beers, or we are watching movies. We're not like opened to others.
So we are not open, but at the same time we value long-term relationships.
Yes. We value family.
Whereas the Brits, are they not as family orientated?
Maybe they are, but I don't think going out with my friends and family to a pub to have a drink and sit there and do it, it's the way to do. What my way to do is to invite my family to my home to have a meal together, and that's it. And have a laugh at the home place, at home, not at the pub.
According to the University College London, EU immigrants, excluding Bulgarians and Romanians, EU immigrants bring in £20 billion to the UK economy.
Yeah.
What does it mean to the Polish economy?
Well, actually nothing. Oh, maybe something. It depends on the people that lives here. If you're thinking about going back home, then you're saving money and you're sending money to Poland. So the Polish economy is getting better and better because you're spending money over there than over here. But for some of us, it's only for staying in England. So we are planning to buy a house in England, so we are buying stuff in England. We're not sending money home, we're not sending money anywhere else, we're spending money in England. So it's actually equal for both of our economies.
So is it like 50-50? 50 people working in 50% of Poles living in England would be likely to spend all the money in England, and the other 50% would send it back.
Well, by looking at myself, I'm living in England, I'm spending money in England. I'm going somewhere in England. I'm spending my holidays in England. Sometimes I'm going to visit my family in Poland, but it's not a big deal. Big, massive shift of money from England to Poland and forward. But Polish economy is depending on the people and depending on what they are planning to do. And I don't know the statistics, how many Poles are planning to go back. I know that a couple of Polish friends are planning to go back, and that's it.
So do you think the wave of immigration has stopped? So there is really no
Yes.
more people coming to the United Kingdom?
Well, I think it's actually the same amount going out and coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that stay for long period of time in England, they are actually going back to Poland because they are achieve whatever they wanted to achieve. They bought a house in Poland, they built a house in Poland, they bought a car that they wanted, and they are going back because there is no point for them to stay if you achieve your goal. And some of them people, young people in Poland, they are coming into UK to start thinking what they should do, so to start achieving the goals that they want.
Have you achieved your goals? Are you planning to go back?
I am planning to go back, but every single time that I'm thinking about it, it's something happened in life that it's stopping me, that is showing me that I have better opportunities to stay in England than to go back home.
Where do you call home?
Well, Poland is my home, and will be, always will be.
And when you are in Poland, do you feel at home there, like 100%?
Not anymore. That's the strangest thing. Actually, I think as I'm visiting somebody, I feel like I'm visiting my parents, I'm visiting my friends, and that's it.
So you are like a guest?
Yes,
at your own
yes,
home.
yes.
What do you think? What's the pulling factor for Poles to come to the UK? What makes Poles come here?
The opportunities that they can achieve anything they want. They can finish study, they can... What do you want to do, you can do in England. Just working 40 hours a week with no hassle at all, with no worries at all, no worries for the bills. You can achieve whatever you want to. And it's actually depending on you, what can you do or you want to do.
So it's opportunities. Is there anything else? Cross-section, if you look at different kinds of Poles, are they all coming here for the economic reasons?
Most of us, yes. Maybe they are looking for acceptations, to be accepted in the society, tolerance, different realities, different people.
And by different you mean?
People from different cultures are actually pushed back in Poland, so they are being squeezed by the society that you're not fitting. And maybe some of us are looking for a place to live, to be accepted by others. And actually England is actually the best place that I ever been. Nobody is looking at you, how you're being dressed. Nobody is looking at you, how ugly or pretty you are. Everybody is accepting who you are, no matter how you look, no matter what you feel, no matter what music are you listening, no matter what car are you driving. Everybody is looking at you as a human being, not as a person to judge. Nobody is judging you. So you feel more free in England than in Poland.
You know, Polish government is trying to think of ways how to attract the Poles back Poland. Do you think this is something that they could learn?
Well,
do you think they could change mentality?
Well, they cannot change mentality, but they can change... You can see the slightly movement from 10 years ago to now. You can see that in Poland are starting to think differently than they used to. Towards the open culture, I would say.
So do you think the Poles, through globalization maybe somehow, we become more tolerant?
Yeah, maybe more people are coming into Poland. Maybe more people are going into England, seeing how it should be, and coming back over there and realizing that our ways of life was totally wrong. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe more people are traveling to different countries and going back to Poland and seeing, oh, that shouldn't be the way. We are seeing the life differently when you come in England.
So it works both ways. We
Yes.
are giving them dumplings, and they are giving us tolerance.
Yeah.
In return. That's a nice trade. Do you think Polish government should actually give up trying to attract the Poles back to the country?
Yes, they should. It's more beneficial for us, for our culture, for our future, if they're going to stop pulling us back or stop trying to pull us back, than to let us go. It's like a child has to go out from their parents' house and see from himself how to live. If you're going to say to me, go back to Poland, come back to Poland, it's going to be great, it's going to... No, I like it here. Why I should go back? Why are you trying to push me back? You're not going to convince me by saying, oh, it's great, it's great. I will come back when I'm going to decide that I'm going to come back. It's not going to be the government that is saying everything is beautiful, you should come back. I'm not going to listen to the government.
In my first month of working in the UK, my manager asked me, do you have any Polish friends or relatives who are looking for work? I was surprised when I heard this question. This manager specifically asked for my Polish relatives or Polish friends looking for work. What would you do? Would you recommend your Polish relatives back in Poland and say, hi guys, listen, there is this fantastic opportunity, leave Poland, come to the UK, I'll help you out, your life will be, rosy?
I think I will have to choose them very carefully, because probably that English manager is asking you if you have friends so that he can hire them, just looking at you, how you behave, how you work.
So they should live up to
some standards that he's going to expect. So maybe in couple of ways I will say yes, come to UK. I have opportunity for you to start a job.
They will come to your house back in Poland, you will sit down with a list and you will start ticking off the boxes, right?
No, it's not going to be a criteria. I'm just going to, I have my friend that I'm thinking of, I can call him and I can ask him if he wants to come in.
And that friend what sort of traits of character would they need to have?
Well, I think the hardworking and very peaceful, not fighting at all. I will say the best friends that you have.
What do you think the British government should do to eventually get rid of the Poles for good? Pack them home and forget they were ever here?
That's a silly question. They cannot do anything at the moment. Or they can shut the borders and tell us, get out, or you're going to be shot. Probably. We're going to shoot you, or we're going to put you in jail for the rest of your life because you're Polish. Yeah.
So I think this sort of solution could be very attractive to some British parties.
Oh yes, probably yes.
And when you hear about BNP or UKIP,
yeah,
Nigel Farage,
very interesting people and very interesting things to say, but nothing representing real life. Because if you look at Polish people, if you look at how they work, actually getting rid of us is going to be creating more problems than good. When I started work, there was a position in my company that was available, and there was 6 or 7 English persons coming into the interview and getting the job straight away. They were starting a job, after one day they will quit. So how the company in England can run if one person is going to come to interview, an English person, he's not going to like it and he's going to quit the next day. And after next day he didn't like the hours, or he didn't like the pay rate that the company was giving. He didn't like the time starts at different times, that we have to start on different days. He didn't like any of it, and the next day he was gone.
So that was just one.
It wasn't one. It was many things, many people coming in for the same interview. We are hiring one, he's quitting after 2 days, 3 days. We are hiring another one, he's quitting after 1 day.
But the Pole stays?
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
Okay, you said that the Polish would stay in the job, the English would leave that job after several days because they didn't like the hours, the shift, or whatever the rate. But on the other hand, the arguments of the people against the immigrants of the parties is that the Poles or other immigrants are causing an unsustainable pressure on public services such as schools or hospitals. Do you think this is the case?
What kind of pressure on the schools and hospitals are we creating?
There are no places available for children to study. The hospitals are overloaded with work and with patients.
But is it a Polish patient or is it an English person?
I believe it's a mix of both. Because if they say that if the Poles were not in that hospital, let's say 20% of the beds would be vacant. So that
but the most Polish people that I know, it's young people that are healthy, that are not being sick or not going to the doctors for past 7 years.
So they are young. So
they are young.
And then
they are actually not young. They are not going to school. They are actually working here. The only people that are actually young are the kids that we are bring into England. So maybe with the schools, yes. Maybe we're putting the pressures on the schools, but it's also giving the opportunity for the economy to grow, for better schools to be created, for more teachers to be hired. So it's actually growing more into society, into schools, into development of schools. In the way of hospitals, I don't think that's the case, because we are actually convinced that we have better doctors in Poland, so we are going back to Poland to treat ourselves than to treat the illnesses in English hospital.
When you think about being Polish, what makes you proud?
It makes me proud when other people can see what I can do. I'm always going to be proud that I'm being Polish because I was raised in Poland.
But what stands behind it? What does it mean?
What does it mean? Because everybody has different view of Poland. Everybody has different view of Polish people, and they are really shocked when they are actually meeting us, where they are actually going to Poland, where they are seeing for themselves. Then they are meeting us and they are changing their mind. They are changing the way that they think about Polish people. That makes me proud. When somebody is changing the perspective that they had by looking at me, by looking at my country.
Thank you very much, Marcin.
Thank you, Konrad.